don't know if no, I'm gonna start talking. Because I hope this is watched later. I don't expect anyone to be on the stream right now. Because of how I have not been on here at all, I would not expect the algorithm to tell anybody that I'm streaming right now. So I don't want to treat this like a stream. I want to just capture this so that people can see it later as they're able to. What's up, Fatima? Fatima, I've been wanting to ask you, Fatima. I can't remember. Was it you that made the Squid Squad, the chat? I thought it was. What's up? What's up, Rachel? Was it you or Aisha? I thought it was one of you guys that made the Squid Squad chat. If you don't want to say, then just lie to me and just be like, no, it wasn't me. Because you might be like shy or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just curious. I'm just glad you guys did that. I know I haven't been in there, but it's so funny. Just some stupid just one little thing during one of our streams. I think we were doing a stream when we were doing the Squid Squad streams or whatever, and then someone just made a chat, and then it just became a cool thing. But I always wonder, who was that? Who made it? I thought it was Fatima or Aisha. All right, look, I don't want to get distracted. I don't want to start. I suggested it and she beat me. Oh, so it was you two. Okay, I had the names right. That's cool though. It was a team play, team effort. I don't want to treat this like a stream. I just want to like capture this. And I don't want to assume anything. What's up? What's up, bro? I don't want to assume that anybody even cares. Everyone has their own lives and their own problems and their own responsibilities. I just want to say I'm sorry. I want to apologize. I feel like I kind of dipped out on everybody, and you guys know I do that like every few months or so. I swing, you know. That's how I live. But I just want to apologize. You know why it's taken me as long as it has to even get on here and say this? Because I was like, they're probably like, they probably don't like me. They probably think like, oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you. We got over 100,000 subscribers on our other channel, and you know what I was thinking? I was thinking everybody's probably like, oh, he doesn't care about this channel anymore. The other one's taking off, so he ditched us. And then that made me even more like not want to get on, because it was like people are just gonna, you know, when you haven't talked to someone in so long, whether it's a relative or a friend or whatever, and then there is like this tension created, that like this animosity maybe even that isn't even real, but in your head it's like, I haven't talked to them in so long, I don't even know how to talk to them anymore. Maybe they don't even want to talk to me. Maybe they're gonna be like, oh, all of a sudden. So it went on long enough that I didn't stream, that I didn't get in the chat, that I didn't correspond at all, that it got to a point where when I would consider it, when I had the phone in my hand and I was thinking about doing it, it was like, no, they'll just be like mad at me. They'll be like, oh, you're not too good for us now? I don't know, it just got in my head, and then it made me stay away even longer. But one of the things that just made me feel sick is like the success of the other channel, and I hated how it looked. That just how the timing worked out, that channel started getting bigger, and that's when I disappeared on here. I didn't want people to be thinking that I was like choosing that channel over this one, and I was like, forget all of them. It wasn't like that at all. I've been going through a really crazy hard time the past few months, maybe a couple more recently. Really hard time, and I withdraw. I'm not someone who, when they're having a hard time, needs to vent. I mean, I vent on here. You've seen me vent. You've experienced it. We've laughed. I've gone crazy and talked about stuff. But I don't do it. You know, my wife will come home, and if something happened, she'll vent. She'll be talking about it. I don't do that. She'll ask me about work, and I shouldn't be that way. But when she asks me about work, I'm Michael Corleone. Don't ever ask me about my business. When she asks me about work, I actually get irritated, and sometimes I kind of lash out, because I've let her know many times, like, I don't want to talk about work. I don't want to talk about it. I hate it so much. I hate there's usually so much frustration around what I do that once I've done it, once I've had to have the meetings, and once I've had to deal with this thing not working out, and this thing not doing as well as I wanted to, and the money not being there, and this thing's not taking off, and then I come home and she says, how's this thing? Ah! I don't want to think about it anymore. Let me just stare at the wall and eat hot Cheetos for 40 minutes, okay? I don't want to come home and live it all over again. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So when I'm going through a hard time, I'm not going to get on here and do a story time and be like, hey guys, things are hard right now. Here's how I feel. No, I'm going to withdraw, and I'm going to repress, and I'm going to hit my punching bag. And that's what I do. So yeah, I didn't take off the last weeks and weeks and weeks because I'm too busy for you guys, because the other channel's getting successful. I don't care about this one. No, it's because I've been kind of losing my mind. And I was thinking the other day, my kids use our PlayStation, my PlayStation, to watch like Netflix or whatever. I always have it in their area. And the other day I moved it for them. It's the stupidest thing, but just having my hands on it again and seeing it was like, man. And then the other day I was outside playing basketball a little bit with my son. And that too, I was like, man, stuff like playing PlayStation, playing basketball. I used to love nothing more in the world than basketball, and it's like, I don't live anymore. I don't do hobbies. I miss just going outside because I felt like it and playing basketball. I miss sitting down and playing Fallout on my PlayStation. I miss, like the other day, we had a crazy plumbing issue at our house, at our new house. It was a disaster. So we had to have a plumber come over. And I couldn't get any work done when he was there. I can't focus when people are around. So I sat down and I was like, I'm just gonna watch Netflix. I'm just gonna sit. And I was drinking Pepsi and I was eating hot Cheetos and I was just watching Netflix. I put on Step Brothers, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so good. I put on Step Brothers and I was like, I almost cried. It was like, I thought, you know, there's some people in the world who get to do this. They just sit and they just watch TV. I don't allow myself to do that anymore. All I do is work. I'm obsessed with just working and chasing this dream and trying to make things work, and it's driving me crazy. And all I do from the moment I wake up to when I go to sleep is I'm going. I'm trying to think of ideas. I'm trying to write. I'm trying to edit. I'm trying to shoot. I'm trying to network. and then it's time to go to sleep again. And then I gotta wake up and then I gotta finish this thing. It never ends. And there's a lot of times when I have all my notifications off. For YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'll delete Facebook. I won't even have the app anymore. I won't even have Instagram, and then I'll bring it back only to post. I don't know if any of you have seen me on Instagram. I'll get on there to post something for like Voto, because I need to get it out there, because it's like work, and then I'm gone. I don't go on there to enjoy content and to like stuff and to converse with people. It doesn't even occur to me. Most of the time I delete them. I don't even have them on my phone, and then I'll get them back just so I can post something, and I'll take them off again. There's some of you in this chat, in the Squid Squad, on the YouTube channel, that I had. I'm saying right now, I'm sorry. You know what I've done before? I've said things like, I want to apologize, and then I never actually say the words I'm sorry. I want to say I'm sorry to people, because there are a couple of conversations that I was having with people from the Squid Squad when I went into my little spiral. It went down in the DMs. We were having, and then I just dropped off. And you know what happens in my brain, and I don't know if any of you can relate to this. People who have like mad anxiety or any kind of depression or whatever. Whenever someone texts you or DMs you or calls you or emails you, whatever it might be, and at that moment, at that exact, oh my gosh, hey Rose, long time no stream. There'll be that thing where, like, at that exact moment in time, you like, and other people won't understand this. People who don't have any form of anxiety or depression or I don't know what other words to use. They won't understand this, but if you do, you'll understand what I mean. When you get some kind of a text or email or phone call or message, DM or whatever, and you get it, and in that moment, I don't know if it's physically, I don't know if it's mentally, it just feels like everything about me, it's like, I can't deal with that at this moment. I literally can't. And other people might like smirk at that and be like, get out of here, like, just get over it, what's wrong with you? But it's like, I'll see something and it's like, I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I literally can't handle it at the moment. And it's not even something that's a big deal, but it's like so overwhelming to me. It's like, I can't even acknowledge it right now. There's so much going on in my brain and on my plate. It's like, let me finish all this other stuff first before I get to that. I'm so overwhelmed right now. And it's like the calendar goes away. The time stands still, because I'll be like driving sometimes, or I'll be doing something with one of my kids, and I'll see something pop up on my phone, and it is never like, oh, I don't want to, oh, I'm annoyed, I don't want to talk to you right now. It's never that. It's always like, it's always more like, I need to address this thing. Like, I don't, it's almost like I don't know what it's like to have a normal back and forth. I don't know what it's like to have like a digital conversation. Because I've started to treat text messages and direct messages and stuff like that, like the way people used to treat like an email, where you more like kind of sit on it for a while until you're prepared to address it. It's because all of my interactions have become more like that, because it's like I've become incapable of dealing with them immediately. It's like I have to figure out how I feel about what I just read. I have to figure out how I'm going to respond. How are they going to take what I just said? Are they going to misunderstand it? I don't want them to get the wrong idea. If I say this, what are they going to say back? How am I going to deal with that? And something like that will happen. You know, I'll be there playing with my kid and I'll get a message and I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, that's right. Yeah. Right. I need to address that. That's like it all the time. It's never like, great. It's always like, oh yeah, okay. And then by the time I know it, 9 days have gone by, and it's never like, yeah, I don't want to talk to them. It's just always like, oh my gosh, they're probably mad at me now. All this time is it's like I black out almost in regards to that back and forth. That happens to me all the time. I'm so overwhelmed at the moment, and I don't know how I'm gonna address it. And then it flies right by me, and days have gone by, weeks have gone by, and then it's like, I can't even address it now because they're gonna be mad at me. I can't even address what the conversation was anymore. Now I need to address, hey, I'm sorry you're mad at me, aren't you? Let's figure this out, and then we'll get back to the actual conversation. That's what it always feels like to me. And then I don't like confrontation. I don't like having to deal with that awkwardness. So then it's like, maybe I'll just never talk to that person again. I'll just hide. So I said all that to say, some of you here, I want to say I'm sorry, because we started conversations and then I just went into my little thing and I just couldn't get back in the zone. I was too worried about all this other personal stuff that it's like I didn't even have the mental space or the energy to give any of myself to anybody else. I just came from a funeral. I don't want to say it too bluntly. I didn't know the person. I never met the person. You know, I didn't know them. But I was asked to sing by his mom. I was asked to sing a couple of songs by the guy's mom, the guy who passed away. She goes to my church. I've sort of become the guy that people go to when there's a funeral to sing songs. I think I've already had this conversation with you guys on here a couple of times before, that I think I've streamed on the way back from funerals before. It's heavy, man. I mean, this is someone, the guy whose funeral it was, to somebody, he was the most important person in their life. The guy who passed away, to somebody or several people, they loved him more than anyone else that they will ever love. And I had to sing for that guy's funeral. That is some crazy intense pressure. And I just wanted to do right by the family. I wanted to honor them. I wanted to not make it about me. There's always this fine line of, not looking at it like a performance and trying to do it, just the right way. And I was so nervous. But the whole service, it went really smoothly. I'm so glad it did. They asked me to play that song. I played 2 songs. One of them, I don't know if you guys know that song. Chris Tomlin sings It's Amazing Grace, but it's his take on it. And then it's My Chains Are Gone, I've Been Set Free. People had been asking me to play that for a while, but I was like, eh. And then they asked me to for the funeral, and I was like, oh, geez, look at the circumstances. And then I felt weird. What's that one? That song that Mercy Me sings, that everybody sings. I can only imagine. That was tough. I'd never played that song in my life. But going to funerals, it really, really puts things into perspective. It really puts things into perspective. I didn't know the guy, but I was getting real emotional because it makes you think. It makes you think. And I just want to be home already. And I just want everybody just to get home already. Doing things like going to funerals puts things into perspective for you. It's a cruel thing to humans. It's a cruel thing, but if you happen to be a person of faith, it's like, oh well, this is far better, isn't it? It's hard for the people here, but it's far better in the long run, right? I'm just parking here real quick because I tend to lose reception when I get home. I tend to lose reception at my house. It's happened before, so I want to look at the comments right now. I don't want to ignore any of you. Let me turn this on real quick because it'll help me. Sorry, Fatima, I didn't even see that. Before I go into my whole thing, you abandoned us. Um, you're like the uncle we see once in the future. Thank you, Master of the Gaming Arts. I really appreciate that. Rachel, you retracted something. You're making me feel nervous. Were you cursing me out? I'm just kidding. I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah, Rachel, man, it's like I'll run into people. I know I've said this a million times. You guys are probably sick of hearing it, but I'll run into people from like high school. I'll see them at the store, and I'll totally go the other way. And if you ask me, what do you think about that person? I'll say they're amazing. They were one of my best friends ever. I love that person, but I don't want to talk to them because it's like I can't deal with it. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I would handle myself. I don't know if I'd be able to keep my composure. I don't know. What would happen. I can't even articulate it right now. I know exactly what you mean, Rachel. Thank you, Rose. And I think it's good to hear you say something like you think most of us get it, because I think on our own, in our own heads, a lot of the time it feels like no one gets it. Like no one gets us. For reals, Rachel, yeah. I'm always like, I never ever mean to put it off for that long, and then it just happens. As if I could hide. Yeah, I'm an introvert for sure. Thank you, Master of the Gaming Arts. I appreciate that. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that, Rose. What does uni mean, Fatima? I started uni? Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I see people saying that in here. I always think about it too. I always think about the chat, and I always think about the people, and it's like, man, I wish I could just drop in and say hi without the awkwardness. Just to be in touch, just so everyone knows everyone still cares about each other and everyone still likes each other. But then it seems like there's just so much attached to it sometimes that it just gets overwhelming all over again. Oh, okay. You actually wrote it again. Okay. Oh, shoot. You're going to be like a lawyer? I get that right. Is that slang? University? Well, good luck, Fatima. I didn't go to college when I got out of high school. But years later, as like an adult, I went to a college. It was more like a private college. You might call it a trade school or technical school. I don't know. I didn't have the traditional college experience, but I did go back to a form of it. And I enjoyed it, and I did my best. I tried to make the most of it. It was a good experience. I'm doing something, and I can... Let me bring that back up right now, because I don't want to miss what you said, Rose. I studied, it's funny, I studied what they called criminal justice. And I remember when people would ask me and I would tell them, they'd be like, oh, you're going to be a lawyer? And I was like, no, because I wanted to be a parole officer. I always wanted to go into like counseling and deal with people who were incarcerated, you know, people in jail and in prison. I wanted to help counsel them. I thought the disposition to be able to do some good in that area, but unfortunately I would have had to have had years more of schooling to do that, or a couple of years in the field of corrections, And before I completed my full 2 years of corrections, I was like, this isn't the life for me. I wanted to be a counselor. I didn't want to be a babysitter, you know? I didn't like just being a mean guy telling people what to do. That wasn't what I got into it for. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. 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 It's like, oh, I like you. Let's say hi every once in a while on Facebook. Come over to my page, to my wall, but not like the walls in my house, bro. Criminology. That's not, I've always been obsessed and fascinated with law enforcement. Like in another world, I would have gone forward with it. I would have been like a detective or something. But you know, I think some people are built for that, and their situations are they can accommodate that. Me getting married at the age that I did and having a couple of kids, it's like I don't think that's my path. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I know some people do, fine for them. But, you know, I couldn't, but I'm fascinated by it. I love it. Law in any form, I think it's cool. I'm going to go inside now and finish editing because I don't know if you guys follow the other channel. I don't know why you would. If you ever just clicked subscribe just to help me out, that's nice, but I don't expect you to watch them. Even my wife, sometimes she'll see them and she'll be like, I don't get any of it. I don't get these jokes. And it's like, well, yeah, the only people who will get 99% of the jokes are people who watch MMA and UFC news on like a daily basis, because that's what I'm building all the content around. So if you don't, that's fine. But this is like the first time ever. I think I have like 5 uploads on that channel this week. And I know for Video Squid, once upon a time, I'd upload 12 videos a day. I'm talking like the first month or 2 of Video Squid. But for Vodo, that's not normal. Usually it's like 2 videos a month. So I'm trying this new thing and I'm trying to make it take off so that it pays better. So I got to go in and do that. But today I was feeling I was in my feelings, you know? I even wrote a bunch of notes on it. I was going to react to it. But then the time went by and I was like, you know what? One of the things that frustrates me more than anything on that channel is putting so much time into something, and by the time I upload it, it's old news. It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. So I wrote it and I had to make the choice. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I forced myself not to do it because I did not want to have that frustration of when it finally went live, it being so old already. Because everybody beats me to it. Because when people go on and they just talk about it, you know how Chael Sonnen just goes on and talks? I appreciate that. I mean, there are some real super loyal people who will watch it no matter what, and that means everything to me. But like for my mentalness, I don't know what I'm gonna do from this point on regarding, like, because when it's stuff like Ariel or Chael or whoever, they'll just talk, and I can't do that because that's not my thing. They're way more knowledgeable than me in just spitting out the news. What I do is I try to spin it and make it funny, and it takes a while to make stuff funny. I mean, for however many thousands of people are going to watch the video, I got to try to make it funny for all of them, and I know that's not possible, but I can't just say news. I'm not a news outlet. I'm trying to make people laugh. I'm trying to make them have a good day. So it takes me so much more time to put out a video than it would for like Chael, because he can just sit there and be smart and commentate it like I can't. I don't have that gift. So I have to write it, and yeah, it takes time. The one I'm putting out today is about Chuck Liddell. His interview talking about how he could beat Mike Tyson and everything. So you're the first one to know that. No one else in the world knows that. All right, I'm gonna go in now because you guys know I could talk to you forever, but I wanted to do this video after I was leaving the funeral because it was like, you know what, I was kind of feeling that way, and I just wanted to break the ice. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, Master of the Gaming Arts. I don't know if you've been seeing lately what I've been doing. I've been making these frequent, shorter videos, and I love it. I love it. And I already saw one person, and I hate how I let it get to me, but I already saw one person. Because 99.9% of the comments, same here, Rose. Definitely. I'm glad you were able to make it. Most of the comments are... I will always be shocked by how positive the comments are on that channel, but I saw one comment, and the guy was like, why don't you just take all these short videos and make it like one 30-minute video, like once a month? And I was like, dude, I've been making like one video a month, and I hated it. I'm trying to do something that I can be happy with. I want to be consistent. I want to have the constant upload so I can go back and forth with people, so I can see how people think, how they feel. I want to have this frequent output. I don't want to do one video a month. I'm trying real hard to do this new thing, and he's like, how about you don't do that new thing, do this other way? And I was like, oh. But everyone was like, I love these new videos. I love these short videos. I love the chael style. So I was like, okay, good. It made me feel validated. But yeah, I'm just trying to have my new workflow has been doing good for me. But yeah, I wanted to break the ice. I wanted to just have a video to try to, like, at least on my end, eliminate the awkwardness and just be like, I miss it. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah. So I'm thankful for everybody who was able to join. I hope whoever wasn't able to join watches this. I've been thinking about... Oh, one thing I want to tell you. I'm probably, at some point in the future, gonna start uploading videos to Video Squid again, but that has nothing to do with the Squid Squad. I would advise you don't even watch them. It makes me feel kind of sick, the thought of you guys watching them, because I look at you guys differently now than just like a typical viewer. Because I'm gonna get on there. What's that noise? I'm gonna try my best to game the system and start building the channel again. And I don't like you guys feeling like I'm making you a part of that. I'm gonna be trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to get some different things going right now because I need to figure some stuff out. But I'm probably not going to be active in the comments and stuff, and I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you. I think I want to like get back in the chat and start talking with you guys again because I miss it. I don't even know if that's weird though, because most of the time it might be like, what? We want to talk about like how cute Harry is. Can you leave? So I don't know if it's weird if I'm in there, but I think I need to start putting stuff on Video Squid again. But I hate the thought of me like putting a crazy output and you guys feeling like, oh, are you like, you know how like when someone's like trying to sell you something? I don't want you guys to feel like I'm doing that to you. I don't want you to feel like I'm selling you raffle tickets or something, you know? Like I would ask you, like, don't even watch them. I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to get your views and stuff. But I'm gonna try to use the channel and see if that'll work. Because when I was doing it before, I got a bunch of people watching it. Most of them hated me, but that's fine. But it's like, I don't want you guys to be a part of that. It's like, no, don't look. No, don't look at me, you know? Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Rose. Planted in the audience. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I don't think Harry is cute. I'm gonna say no. I don't know. I think Alex does, but yeah, that's it's not really my style. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna force myself to shut up and push the button because I already said like 3 times I was going to and I didn't. So I hope you all have a good day. Be safe out there. Study hard, Fatima. And I'll see you guys. I mean, with the ice broken. Oh, dang. What? That's messed up, Fatima. um, with the ice broken, I know I'll be more likely to get in here because I miss streaming so